to another edition of the Food and Farm Show at the Nevada County Fairgrounds. It's Fair Week. I'm your host, Cheryl Noble.
And I'm Gil Dominguez. Behind us, as you can see, is the sheep barn. And Cheryl, this is where all the sheep come and they stay here until they're showing or they're in their competition. Over 250 sheep are behind us from all kinds of groups. Nevada Union FFA, Bear River FFA.
The 4-H Fair clubs.
And also in the sheep, they have an open division where adults who raise sheep also show them, but they're all headquartered right here.
Be sure to watch us every Monday night at 6:30 p.m., Channel 11 and Channel 16 and Channel 20 ACTV. And we are available 24/7 on our YouTube channel, The Food and Farm Show.
So we got lots of sheep coverage for you. Let's get going right now.
Well, a really neat program here as we bring in all our local bred steers from the county, and obviously you guys have some great cattle in your local area because there's a lot of cattle within this ring that represent some pretty competitive classes that cattle won in and sat right in the top end. So obviously I commend you guys from the local breeders around here for just an outstanding group of cattle, and you guys obviously have done a great job in terms of feeding them and presenting them here to represent this. With that being said, we're going to just select a champion and a reserve within this this division, and I know that there's a lot of cattle in here, so okay, now I was wrong on that. There's just a champion, so we're not going to walk any of these. I'm going to just go out here and select your champion. Once again, let's give them all a big round of applause.
We do not have a microphone for the barns, so hopefully you in the barns can hear me.
An outstanding class of novice showmen. Let's give them all a big round of applause. I knew it was going to be difficult judging the show to come into this showmanship portion, and I enjoy showmanship, and I think it's really important, but I'll be honest, I kind of was dreading it a little bit because I knew there's obviously so many good showmen that we saw here earlier in the show, and it's going to be a real challenge, and it certainly didn't disappoint me as we get out here. The two that I have left here are obviously the two that are in contention for our champion showman, and I think that both of them are really good. For me, there's one young lady that just is maybe a little more aggressive, and one of the things I really like is the way that she walks her cattle into place to get them set up, and uses a lot of her time in terms of pulling the cattle in and getting them set up with the halter more so than the stick, because then it leaves her less work to do when she gets there. She's really aggressive. She does a really good job in terms of always having the cattle's head up and alert and ready to go. That's going to be your young lady right here. Not to take anything away from our second place showman, obviously very talented as well, and she does a great job also in terms of getting her steer set up, maybe just not quite as efficient and quickly as the the one that goes ahead and wins the class. But an outstanding showman, really does a great job and has a great presence out here, and I commend both of you. And third, the young man, he's a heck of a showman as well, and this steer maybe is just a little bit more of a challenge to get shown just right, because he does get a little easier top at times, and so you got to work at him a little bit harder to keep him together. With that said, a couple times maybe you got him a little stretched out, and that kind of exaggerated that just a little bit. And I know that's the toughest thing to kind of gauge when you're showing, as to how to keep them coupled up or stretch them out a little more, and it becomes a little challenging that way. But great job, a really good showman, and I think you've got a great presence in the ring. The young lady that comes next is one that really does a nice job as well, and her steer can be just a little bit more challenging to get set up also, because he wants to stand a little wider up front. You got to really battle to keep his front feet together, and he wants to turn his hock in a little bit, so from the side profile he doesn't always look like he's just got him squared up just perfect. But you do a great job, and I should say that part of the thing, I went around and asked a couple of questions, but I'm not a real big question asker in showmanship. I just like talking to them and seeing how they're going to conduct themselves, and they all did a very good job in that regard as well. The young lady that comes next, a really good showman as well, just at times maybe a little more lackadaisical, just get a little more aggressive in getting him set up.
First heat of
when you
class
get in the
1.
ring with this many talented showmen, a lot of times it comes down to who's the most efficient. At times maybe weren't as quick at getting your calf set up, but a really good job. Next we have a really good showman as well. Maybe at times what I would tell you is just kind of work on keeping that calf's head up and a little more alert, and just stay a little more aggressive. Do a nice job on setting his feet up. Just work on keeping his head up, especially when you're leading him. And likewise with the next one in line, the same kind of thing. As you're leading that steer, just work on keeping his head up a little bit more and keeping him a little more alert as you go. But a great showman as well. Let's once again give them all a big round of applause. An outstanding group of novice showmen.
First place goes to Taylor Foster. Second to Taylor Stafford. Third to Eric Smith. Fourth to Rachel Randall. Fifth to Tiana Moe. Sixth to Jordan Somerville. And seventh to Chase Rydell. We need to have ringside Clint Beelan, Trent Robinson, Cassidy Balzer, Erica Granholm, Dustin Wilson, Garrett Ramsauer, Tyler Creamer, and Cody Butterfield, which will be for our second heat. We need to have you ringside, as well as Taylor Foster and Taylor Stafford. Ringside, please.
Your job is to all
a really nice first heat of senior showmanship. Let's give them all a big round of applause. As we get into these scenarios where there's different heats, I'm going to be pretty quick to sort through and find the ones to come back for our final round or final heat of it. So with that being said, the 4 that I've selected over here, I'm going to invite back for our final round, and congratulations to them. As far as the other one, exhibitors in here, you know, you're great showmen, and I encourage you to keep working hard. Obviously, it's very competitive out here, and you guys have a tremendous amount of ability, and you can tell you've put some time into this. So I commend you for coming out, and I encourage you to keep working hard at it. Once again, let's give them all a big round of applause.
Our next heat run will be, I believe, our top 4 from this class, our top 4 from our other class, our heat 1, as well as our 2 transfers from our novice class, and they will compete for placing in our FFA senior showmanship class. We have a plaque that is donated in the loving memory of Henry McGonigal. I don't know if any of you know who Henry McGonigal is, but he was here for years and years and such a supportive person of this fair.
Another great round of senior showmen. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Once again, I'm going to keep the top 4 over here. In no particular order and invite them to come back to our finals here in just a minute. But just an outstanding group of showmen once again, and I commend all of you for coming out here and participating, and encourage you to continue working hard. I mean, you can tell that you guys have a lot of ability, and it's really competitive out here. And I encourage you to keep working at it, and you can make the cut next time. I'm confident of it. So once again, let's give them a big round of applause, and we'll bring them all back in here for our finals.
Nevada County Farm Supply has been part of the agricultural scene since 1993. Their staff consists of a certified crop advisor, licensed pest control advisor, and irrigation auditor. In Penn Valley, they have a full-service nursery with over 500 varieties of plants and garden enhancements. In Grass Valley, they have a warehouse full of soil amendments, fertilizers, and nutrients. Nevada County Farm Supply, powerful knowledge and innovative solutions. Grass Valley Hay and Feed Supply is dedicated to the health of your pets and livestock. They offer the top brands of nutrition and carry the complete line of products from Bar Ale and Purina animal feeds, along with Diamond and Canaday. They carry rice and wheat hay bales for your gardening needs, as well as alfalfa, grass hay, and grain for your livestock. It's Grass Valley Hay and Feed Supply, supporting Nevada County agriculture since 1992. It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
We have a new shoe store in downtown Grass Valley. It's Soul Sisters at 168 East Main Street. Soul Sisters carries the latest in style with economy-friendly shoes for the entire family, as well as fun locally made accessories to dress up any outfit, including a wide variety of colorful shoelaces for all types of sneakers. They offer online ordering and off-street parking. It's Soul Sisters Shoe Store, your new destination for fashion.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Farm show. We're next to a few sheep who are resting before the competition. So let's get back to the show.
First heat of Class 1. Educating Novice and Swine, Showmanship.
All right, I'll stay for you.
the ring is Group 1 of FFA Swine Showman, Class 1 Novice.
And I'm looking forward to working with the kids throughout the day. Looks like we're going to have a good big show. The first class we've got in here is FFA Novice Showmanship. We've got our first heat in the ring, and we've got a second heat that's on the way, and we're going to go ahead and evaluate the next group before we get into the final round. What I've done is I've set aside the 4 kids that are pinned over here off to my left that are going to come back in for the final heat of Novice Showmanship. The 4 that are left out here in the ring are going to go ahead and get excused to go back to their pins, but they're out here working hard, trying really hard. Want to commend the exhibitors. Young man over off in the corner with his belted black pig over there. You worked really hard the entire time, and really were trying to keep your pig in the center of the ring. Unfortunately, your pig just doesn't want to work with you today, and actually Showmanship is a team effort. Unfortunately, half of your team isn't working with you today, but
I
sure
need
they
the
do a really
second
good job.
group
Our
of
other
Class
exhibitors,
1
a young lady with the black-headed
FFA
pig.
Novice Showman
Really,
to the
I
ringside,
felt like
please.
you tried pretty hard as
Second
well.
group
I
of
didn't get to see you
FFA
as much as
Class 1
some of the
Novice
kids that got
Showman
put
to the
ahead on
ringside.
pins. But when you get your pig in front of me, you do a really good job of presenting her. She's well presented, and you guys have a nice look together. I just didn't get to see you quite enough to maybe go ahead and find you a pin. At this point, all we're doing is evaluating who can keep their pigs in front of the judge, who can keep on the right side of the pig, and who can keep their pig in the center of the ring, give a good look to the judge of their pig. That's what we've done, is set aside those 4. But these other 4 have worked hard. Let's give them all a big hand as they exit.
Attention swine exhibitors, I need the first group of Class 2 FFA Senior Showman to the ring, please. First group of Class 2 FFA Swine Showmanship to the ring, please.
And our niece is right behind him.
Attention in the swine barns, I need Class 1 of FFA Senior Showman to the ringside, please. Class 1 FFA Senior Showman to the ring.
right now we've got round 2 of our novice division here in FFA Showmanship, and once again we've selected the kids that have done, in my mind, done the best job as far as just being able to keep their pig in front of me. Remember in showmanship, when the entire goal of what you want to do, keep your pig in front of the judge and keep your pig moving. Ideally, I'd like to see it 10 to 15 feet in front of me, but at this point, all I'm really trying to do is select those kids who get those pigs in front of me and keep them there. Everybody's out here trying hard, and like I said before, showmanship is a team sport, and unfortunately sometimes your pig doesn't want to work for you. Our young man in the corner here with the black pig, when you came out, I thought for sure you were going to be in our final round, and you did a couple nice passes there right in front of me, and I thought, you know, next time he gets right in front of me, I'm gonna pet him, and you just never did after that, because at that point, the pig decided he was going to quit, and he got to the corner, and I think you tried hard and did the best you could to get him out of there. Unfortunately, it just wasn't happening for you today, but you certainly do a good job. Our young lady with the blue blood pig over here, I thought you did an outstanding job as well as far as really putting the effort in there. I would have liked to see you maybe try and get on your pig's head a little bit more instead of using your knees so much to move her around. Use that stick and get down there with your hand and push on her, the side of her face to try and get her off the pin. And then when you get her out in front of me, remember, you want to stay on the opposite side of the pig. You want the pig to be between you and me. And there was a couple times I saw you where it was the other way around, where you were between me and the pig. But you certainly did a great job and put out a really good effort. Our young man over here, I thought that if you could have kept your pig moving a little faster, you'd have been able to make a couple more passes in front of me, and I would have seen you a little bit more as well. But all 3 of them do a great job. Let's give them a big hand today. let's give these novice showmen here in FFA a big hand. It's come out and it's really fun to evaluate the kids. I think everyone's really putting out a very good effort. And what I've done is left the top 3 out here in the ring, and what you see off to the left is 4th through 8th place, and they, all of them all the way down on to 8th place, really put out a great effort, and that's what really impresses me the most. I'll talk about our 8th place individual first, and that's going to be the young man down here in this far pen with the white pig. Let's give him a big hand. He came out and worked hard with his pig, and the reason you're in 8th is when we got the final round out in the ring and we started evaluating the kids, your pig kind of went to the fence and kind of stayed there for a while, and you had a hard time getting her off, and you really started pushing her a lot with your knees. And I'd really like to see you next time come out and stand. If you put your body towards the pig's hip and you stand there and you use your stick or your whip or whatever you're using, hit them on the side of the face, tap them in those areas, get them to go, get them out there. You shouldn't have to push them. You should be able to slap them and to move them that direction. But you came out and did a great job. You were trying the best you could, and your pig just got on the fence, and that's where you landed. But great job to you. Our young lady in 7th is going to be right here with the black-headed pig in her pen. Let's give her a big hand as well. I thought that you were going to be higher, honestly, when we came out in the final round, and you really do a great job of presenting your pig. When he gets out and makes a couple passes in front of me, you guys are both very, very well presented. You give a couple really good looks of him. What really landed you down there in 7th, your pig just kind of quit on you, and he started moving really fast. And he got to the corner and got behind me a couple different times, and you just kind of lost track of it. My only advice for next time, try and stay on his head just a little bit more and prevent him from getting away from you, because it seemed like once he'd see a hole, he'd just take off, and then you lost control of it. But you do an excellent job as well. Certainly commend your efforts. Our young man with the blue bud there is going to be in 5th place, and he does an outstanding job as well. I felt like your pig didn't want to move very fast at all, and you almost had the opposite problem where maybe you should kind of use your whip and make him hit him in the flank area and make him go a little faster, because you knew, I could tell you knew all the basics. You were on the right side of the pig. You had your pig in the center of the ring as much as you could. He just didn't want to go fast enough for you. And as I started narrowing him down, he kind of got off to the side, and because he wasn't moving fast, we were stuck there for a while. And so we went ahead and pinned you, but you did an excellent job as well. Our young lady in 4th with in 5th place with the black pig over there off to my left. Let's give her a hand as well. She came out and tried really hard. I thought you would be higher as well. I really like the intensity and aggressiveness that you have. Of all the individuals in our novice showmanship, I felt like you probably did the best job as far as maintaining eye contact and being really intense. Now the problem was your pig was really fast-paced and got away from you a few too many times. And as I started narrowing them down, we were trying to select the kids that are the most consistent in front of me, and you just weren't in front of me as much as the top 4. But you certainly did a great job, and really liked the eye contact and the intensity. Our young lady in 4th place over there with the red pig in the pen, let's give her a hand as well. She came out and worked hard, and I felt like your pig worked really, really well for you. Your pig was trained really well. You guys stayed towards the center of the ring most of the time. You were very, very consistent in that aspect. I would have liked to have seen you perhaps make the pig move a little bit faster, and I would have liked to have seen you maybe just also have a little more eye contact, have a little more intensity. Most of the time when I was looking at you, you were looking down at your pig or looking away from me. I'd like to see you be a little bit more intense, be a little bit more aware of where I'm at in the ring, and as I move throughout the ring, kind of anticipate where I'm going and get your pig in front of me. I felt like that's where the 3 individuals left out in the ring maybe excelled you in that category, but as far as maintaining control of your pig, you did an outstanding job, and I can definitely tell you worked really hard with that project. That leaves our top 3 out in the ring, and 3 exhibitors that in my mind, all 3 of them are very consistent as far as keeping their pigs in the center of the ring. You rarely see any of these 3 exhibitors in the corner, on the fence, behind me. They're all out, at least towards the center, at least moving their pigs, and that's really, really impressive. All 3 of them really demonstrate very good control. I'll talk about all 3 of them briefly before I tell you how I placed them. Our young man here with the down-eared pig off to my right, you do a great job of just keeping that pig at a nice pace, keeping it moving, and keeping him in front of me. That being said, I'd like to see you be a little bit more intense. I think you're a little more lackadaisical, a little more laid back maybe than a couple of the other exhibitors, but that also works to your advantage because your pig never gets too fired up, your pig never really stops on you, never really gets away from you and tries to run. And So I think from that aspect, you have a great deal of control over him. I think if you were a little more intense, you could maybe turn him a little bit more. You know, sometimes you want to get a little too far off to the sides. I think you can maybe turn him a little more frequently and just give me a couple better looks from time to time. And that's being really critical of a really solid job that you do. Our young lady in front of me with the red whip, you do a great job of being very intense. And I really like the way you're able to turn your pig. You get in front of him and you turn him into you, and you can turn him away from you both ways very effectively. And I like that because it gives me different views of the pig. When she turns that pig away from her, I get to see the pig's front. And when she turns the pig into her like she's doing right now, I get to see the pig's rear. And I really like that because it shows off the different angles of the pigs. And it also shows me that she's worked with that pig a lot, and she's able to make that pig do what she wants it to do. Being critical of you, I think a few different times you could have probably sped your pig up a little bit more. You wanted to be off to the side maybe a few too many times, but that's being really critical of a job well done. And then our young man with the blue bud off to my left here, I felt like you did a great job as far as just being consistent as well. Your pig just works really well for you, and you never get off to the corner, off to the sides. I think I would also like to see you be just a little bit more aggressive with your pig. You want to be a little bit, maybe more lackadaisical as far as just maybe not staying on his head as much, not making him turn as soon as I would like you to get him right in that perfect spot right when I'm about to move. But as far as maintaining calmness, maintaining control, you do a really good job in that aspect. So I think you can place any of these top three different ways. The one that for me did the most solid job and demonstrates just the most control and just the most work ethic that you can tell has been put into the pig. Our first place showman is going to be the young lady right in front of me. Congratulations. Second place will be our young man right here. Third place will be our young man with the downhill pig. Let's give them all a hand.
First place, Maisie Lazalaire, Bear River FFA. Fifth place, Willow Yeager, Nevada Union FFA. Sixth place, Alex Rose, Nevada Union FFA. Seventh place, Emma Curtis, Nevada Union FFA. And eighth place, Brock Brinerger, Nevada Union FFA. Currently in the ring is Class 1 of FFA Senior Showman. Class 1, FFA Senior Showman. Attention swine exhibitors, I need Class 2 of FFA Senior Showman to the ringside, please. Class 2 FFA Senior Showman, please bring your pigs to the ringside. Attention in the swine barns. The barns are now closed except for visitors and parents, please. Anyone who's not a visitor, a showman, or a parent, please leave the swine barns. Thank you.
We've entered into the senior division here in FFA, and no doubt the quality of the showmen and abilities of the kids have definitely stepped it up a notch. several kids out here that definitely would have made it into the final round in the novice division that are still left out in the ring and unfortunately have to get excused. And there's 3 kids off to my left in the pens that do an outstanding job. It's going to be really fun to come back and evaluate them in the final round. A couple kids who are really close to getting pinned. For a young lady right in front of me, you sure do a nice job. And when there's a lot of them, and we've got 3 more heats to evaluate, you got to be a little pickier. And I feel bad because I'd like to see you make it to the final round. You come out and you're really intense and you really try very hard to get that pig in front of me. Now, I don't think you were quite as consistent as far as keeping your pig in the center of the ring. You made 2 or 3 really nice passes there, and then you kind of got off to the side, and I kind of lost track of you. And you're trying hard, and you're really working hard on being intense and having good control of that pig. The pig just like she is now. She's stuck on the fence, and it just took you a little longer to get her off the fence, get her towards the center of the ring than maybe I would have liked. But congratulations on doing a great job. Let's give her a hand. She came out and worked really hard, and I wish you could make it to the final round. Our other kids, they worked hard. Young man and the young lady both in front of me here in the center of the ring. Both of you guys worked hard, and both of you had kind of faster paced pigs. I would have liked to have seen them slow down for you to where you could kind of stop them and keep them in the center of the ring for a longer period of time. But you guys both come out and put out a nice effort. Young man behind me over here with a belted pig. Your pig just wasn't working with you today, but I can tell you know what you're doing and you're out here trying hard. Let's give all these exhibitors a big hand as they exit.
We have 4 entries, all 4 different breeds. 4th place is going to be our Flemish, Blaze. Blaze is way too short for a Flemish. He's never going to have proper breed character. He's going to be way too refined. Looks like he's maybe a crossbred with the head ear that he's got. He does have a deep round hip, fairly full lower hip, but we just need to see him much longer to show the mandolin shape. This breed actually has a minimum body length, which he's going to have a hard time ever making. He's also going to have a hard time making the minimum ear length. His color is too dark and smutty. He does have pretty good flesh condition. He is 4th place.
Just tell them before you. And I think that you had a lapse, right? So you may not be.
Yeah, I missed. There will be
Okay, 3rd. So Red New Zealand, X5.
It's actually the new now.
This buck has a good shoulder and midsection, but he peaks too soon. In other words, the high point's too far forward, and then he tends to slope off his hip. He lacks fullness in the lower hip. He's got a really nice coat today, just not completely finished. Color's coming in nicely over the back, but it's uneven on the sides, and he gets really light on the tail and belly and crotch. Almost a white tail there. So he is 3rd. And then our Beverin is 2nd place. That one's R83. He has really good length of body. He's got the length to show the mandolin shape, that gradual rise and taper through the shoulder that we want to see. He's got good depth over the hip. He just lacks some fullness in the lower hip. He's a little bit multi today over the back. He's got good length to the coat and really nice feel to the coat, but it's just in between too much. He is 2nd. And that leaves us with a Champagne buck in 1st place. And that one's C732. He's got really nice body. He's got the proper length. Starts his rise right behind the ear and the shoulder and comes up really well over the midsection and peaks over the hip properly. He's got a very wide loin. He lacks a little fullness in the lower hip. He's got good texture and density of the coat. It's just not completely finished, but good color. The undercolor is really intense, which is what we want to see. And he's got the proper amount of silvering over the top. Just a little uneven because of the molt. He's got some stain down the hip. Very nice buck.
Another fun show at the Nevada County Fairgrounds.
This right here, as many of you recognize, is the Sheep Arena. This is where all the sheep competition was held. And with 250 sheep, this was an all-day affair, Cheryl.
250 sheep, that's what we heard, all right, and there were a lot of them. So be sure to watch us every Monday at 6:30 p.m., Channel 11, Channel 16, and Channel 20, and on our YouTube channel, The Food and Farm Show. And you can get all of the information about the Food and Farm Show on our website, which is thefoodandfarmshow.com.
And of course, check back with the fairgrounds. They're going to have all the results of all the contestants and all the different species categories. And it's just a monumental task for them to do this. So congratulations to them and their whole ag department, which really ran a very great fair here with the competitions.
They did. Until next time, another episode at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, we have a few more left. Be sure to join us back here for more competition as we visit swine, as we go to cattle, and of course there's always chickens. Lots of stuff to see.
Till next time, bye.
Bye. Grass Valley Hay and Feed Supply is dedicated to the health of your pets and livestock. They offer the top brands of nutrition and carry the complete line of products from Bar Ale and Purina animal feeds along with Diamond and Canaday. They carry rice and wheat hay bales for your gardening needs, as well as alfalfa, grass hay, and grain for your livestock. It's Grass Valley Hay and Feed Supply, supporting Nevada County agriculture since 1992. Nevada County Farm Supply has been part of the agricultural scene since 1993. Their staff consists of a certified crop advisor, licensed pest control advisor, and irrigation auditor. In Penn Valley, they have a full-service nursery with over 500 varieties of plants and garden enhancements. In Grass Valley, they have a warehouse full of soil amendments, fertilizers, and nutrients. Nevada County Farm Supply, powerful knowledge and innovative solutions.
We have a new shoe store in downtown Grass Valley. It's Soul Sisters at 168 East Main Street. Soul Sisters carries the latest in style with economy-friendly shoes for the entire family, as well as fun locally made accessories to dress up any outfit, including a wide variety of colorful shoelaces for all types of sneakers. They offer online ordering and off-street parking. It's Soul Sisters Shoe Store, your new destination for fashion.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. Be sure to join us each week right here on NCTV Channel 11 at 6:30 to 7:30, and of course on our YouTube channel, The Food and Farm Show.